It is Tuesday, August 20th, 2019, and you're listening to a bonus episode of the One Episode Rule. So what are we doing today, guys?
Bonus! So, I decided that no one
Who's
was,
here, anyway?
Oh, sure, we can introduce ourselves.
We should,
Hi,
yeah.
I'm Joey. I love Danger Zone.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I love Danger Zone.
Hey, this is Ryan. I don't know what the Danger Zone is.
It's a Pop Team Epic reference.
Boy.
Because Pop Team Epic is still very good. Hey, so I decided to break us off a real big piece this week.
Oh.
Oh.
Ugh. Alright.
No good?
It's fine. Just push through it.
Yeah. So, we're gonna watch a random episode of of One Piece. Specifically chosen by me. And, it is episode 74. And for anyone that's familiar with One Piece, it's an episode from the Little Garden arc, so...
I just want to go ahead and get in here and say that Joey is the only person on the podcast familiar with One Piece.
Yeah.
I
really wanted to make everyone watch, some of the 4Kids dub, and, we would watch it, 4Kids dub, then the actual thing back to back.
God, I wanted that so badly.
But apparently the 4Kids dub has just been, obliterated from the internet. You can't find it anywhere. It's very unfortunate.
It's been torn from the earth. Now hang on just a second. Magpie is very silent and is now typing in the chat, and I'm very afraid that something has happened to him.
Something did happen.
No.
Hello.
But I am back. So
okay, good. I'm glad.
It's fine. It's all
Please screaming
fine.
at me to shut up and...
No, my internet just stopped for a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Well...
Is that going to be a problem?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Well, I told everyone what we're doing.
Cool. I mean, I don't think so, but I do love Danger Zone.
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. We
I
all love
love
Danger
Zone.
I don't know anything. I saw some episodes of One Piece as a child. I don't really remember very much, except for there's a guy with 3 swords, and his name's Zolo, and he's just like a samurai, and a Lady Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing
No.
Chopper's cooking. Sanji's cooking, and Chopper's doctoring, isn't he?
Chopper's cooking.
Chopper's little. Sanji's got big legs. That's how it goes, I think.
Are you going to ruin every one of these bonus episodes with your face noise?
Yes. Every single episode I'm going to sing very badly.
That Billy Coogan bit from the last...
The Billy Corgan bit from the last... It's a sonic attack.
It damaged my hearing.
How many decibels did you say it was? 15? 12? Something in there?
I had to drop it I had to drop it 15% or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's magical. I'm pretty proud of it. I don't know.
It hurt me badly.
Well, it'll hurt them too.
That's the goal.
Yeah, yo.
Dreamin'.
Okay,
all right.
We can't do that.
Okay, I'll give it up.
But I've only seen clips of One Piece, and I just come away with the impression that the main boy, the Luffy,
the Luffy.
Everything I've seen makes him seem like a sociopath.
He's kind of a dumb boy.
Yeah. So now he's made of rubber. How did that happen?
The only thing I know about One Piece is that there's a stretchy boy and a shark motherfucker, and I have no idea beyond that.
Shark? Who's the shark guy?
Yo ho ho! You took a bite of
gum.
Yo.
There is a shark. That is a bad guy, though. Well, one of the bad guys. There's a whole race of fish people that are called fishmen. That's not
That's
an arc we're watching,
concise.
though. We're
Okay.
watching
The-
Little Garden.
The Innsmouth look.
Cool. All right. Okay, so do we want to dive into this then?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, I
get into
suppose.
this bad boy.
Swag. See you on the other side.
I do really have to break it down. The reason I feel like Luffy is a sociopath is that it's just his pitiless, beady eyes.
His mouth is a little too big.
His mouth is
Wow.
very
He
large.
smiles all the time.
He smiles all the time.
And you see all his
big
teeth.
old teeth. His big
You
old
see every
teeth.
tooth in his rubbery mouth. Do his
Oh,
teeth stretch too, Joey?
No.
Probably. His fucking blood stretches, and that's how he gets like a power up. Is that he makes all of his blood vessels bounce very fast, and then he goes faster, which is bullshit. But you know,
that checks out.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
That just sounds horrifically painful.
They did say all of his bones are rubber too, so yeah, his teeth are probably rubber.
Joey.
Hello.
What the fuck was that, Joey?
It was great, right?
There was a lot going on.
There was a lot.
Yeah.
That show rendered my notes useless.
Okay, this is why I picked this particular episode. Like, I wouldn't say that's like an all-time favorite episode of mine, but there's a lot happening in it.
Fucking certainly hope not.
There's a lot happening.
It kind of gets you an idea of like some of the craziness that
The level of
yes, exactly.
The level of bullshit that's happening.
Exactly. I was like, what episode of One Piece am I gonna make them watch? Oh yeah, let's watch the one where he turns everyone into giant fucking candles on a cake.
So, can one of us attempt to recap what we saw?
Yeah.
Well, we saw, to my understanding, we saw part 2 of an encounter.
An arc.
I'm just talking about a specific encounter. Let's see. Luffy started this episode under a giant boulder.
Yes.
Usopp started this episode hammered into the ground like a fucking cartoon. And my notes actually just said, oh shit, he's dead. I guess I missed the part of this show where he was alive.
No.
Usopp lives a long and happy life.
But,
Usopp turns into dead mode a lot of times in this show. He's probably the weakest of them.
But anyway, that happens. There's some asshole standing beside him, and Luffy taunts him until he just kicks the shit out of his face.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the exploding man.
And then it cuts over
to his name.
No, his name is his
What's
code
his
name
name?
is Mr. 5.
Mr.
I don't
5.
know if he has an actual name. They all have.
I wanted so badly for his name to be the exploding man.
To be Explosion Man? Because there's
Uh-huh.
already an Explosion Man from Avatar.
That's true.
Yeah, no.
Sparky
his
Boom
name's
Man.
Not exploding man.
Sparky Boom Man.
But anyway, we cut over to a different fight that was in progress between two giants who are giant. Like,
Yeah,
they're
big
really
men.
huge. They appear to be Vikings.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we see the end of that fight, and then the one of them wins, but only like kinda, and then he gets covered in
candle wax.
How are we gonna get around the fact that it looks like this man just spontaneously generates just oceans worth of semen?
It did look.
There's no getting around that.
It looked like a lot of jism.
Like a lot of really thick, unhealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really looked like he just fucking jollied his Roger all over them.
I didn't make the connection at the time, but I'm glad you brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
So according to my notes, the giant men were named Brogy and Dory.
Yes.
And
that are their names.
And they've been fighting for 100 years, but then Brogy really did kill Dory.
No, Dory's still alive.
Oh, Dory is still okay. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. One Piece spoilers.
One Piece spoilers. Dory lives.
Garden.
Of all the monstrous peoples on display in this episode, I appreciate the giants most. As Brad Dourif said in that one Aliens movies, I admire their purity.
I kind of thought you would like the giants.
They have magpie energy.
They do have magpie energy.
Not in a bad way.
I'm gonna fight you for 100 years.
Unrelated, I looked it up, and Mr. Five's real name is apparently Gem of the Border.
Great.
What?
Any connection to the holograms of the border?
Gem of the Border. Gem of the Border.
Great.
Well, I'm calling him Jim.
So, I have a lot to say about what we'd watched.
Yeah.
Just a selection from my notes. Huge man, big man, big men, lots of big men. The intro started, and I thought for a moment that it was like a royalty-free background music, and the subtitlers were like, "Hey, check us out. Here's our website. We're gonna make you watch an ad for us before One Piece." That's just the opening, though, huh?
Yeah, I actually wrote that down.
A good opening.
It just sounds like that, huh?
I just wrote like terrible Eurobeat with a question
mark.
It's real
bad.
Sounds like it reminds me of Eurobeat. It really does.
Also, this my player, I don't know about you guys, but my player was cropped a little bit, so I didn't actually notice until like 5 scenes later that Mr. 3 had a large 3 in his hair that was on fire.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Every time I think that One Piece has shown me the ugliest man in the world, it goes and shows me another. Every time I think there's no possible way the designs could be more ugly, and then they do.
Speaking of which, now that I think about it, because I agree that that Oda draws some fucking nightmarish people. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Like they gets by on like he gets by on like creating like really colorful like loud characters, but some of them are truly awful to look upon.
Some of them are truly, truly outrageous.
Jesus Christ. But
just generally, I mean, I didn't even know where some people were standing in relation to each other. I thought they were in different groups, and this person was with that person, and I was completely wrong the entire fucking time.
They have just like fucked up size dynamics. But the point I was trying to circuitously get around to was Emma. What's worse? This or Kaiji?
To look at?
Oh boy. What?
It should be noted that Kaiji is consistent.
See, that's the thing. It's like Kaiji. I at least know what I'm getting into, right? But then One Piece tricks you, because One Piece shows you beautiful people like Zoro and Nami, and you think like, okay, they probably all look like that, huh? And then they don't look like that, huh?
No,
I don't know. Nami's got really huge eyes. She kind of freaks me out.
Nami is a little bit scary and gets much scarier. To my understanding, visually.
Yeah.
She ends up looking like the bimbo clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
She gets beach ball titties.
Pretty cool fine. Killer Clowns pull, I guess.
Actually, about 17 minutes in, there's one of those shots where they reduce the quality of the character, and she is actually mostly tits in that shot. So,
yeah, and it gets more extreme further in the series.
And and ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse.
Maybe it's less like that. Maybe that's always been there, and the layers of the onion were removed to reveal
and my eyes
how
just
bad.
Got wider.
Don't like that.
As Michelangelo said, the statue is in the marble.
Sure.
I basically don't have notes for this. You can progressively see as I give up. I just have dude dragging dino. What the fuck? Dinosaurs. Vikings fighting each other. I didn't even know they were giant at this point. Trench coat dude, yellow hair lady, bird. Blue lady explodes. Less than 3 minutes in. We are less than 3 minutes into this. I fucking quit taking notes.
This is exactly how my notes go too. My notes are just like desperately trying to enumerate and make sense of the things that I'm seeing.
I didn't
I'm just
even...
like dinosaur, elephant, moving, devil's candle, big.
Well, Emma, you know what? You can take this opportunity to feel a little better about yourself, because maybe you aren't the biggest weeaboo. Because I knew damn well not to bother taking any notes during the first 30 seconds of this. I was just like, it's going to show us a bunch of shit that happened over the past 5 episodes, and I'm not going to know what the fuck any of it is.
I watched all that fucking multiple times to figure out what was happening.
Like, you want to know what my notes are?
Sure.
My notes are a lot more simple. It's like terrible OP. Eurobeat? That guy's hair is a 3. This is gross. Usopp is fucking dead. I hate him so much. Good Lord.
Do you hate Usopp or you hate Mr. 3?
It's Mr. 3. That's just like, there is so much. It's everywhere. It's in everybody's hair.
Was that 3's intro?
And then at the bottom it just says duck.
Yeah, that's Karoo.
He just comes out of nowhere. 3 just comes out of nowhere. It's like, my name's 3. It's a code name. Apologies or some bullshit. Is that the introduction of the character?
Is that the first time 3 shows up? Or is that just him introducing himself to that character?
That's the first time they introduced him to those characters. I think they had him.
Is that that's just the first time he talked?
Intro where he's somewhere else. None of the main characters can see him, but he's doing his own little thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna go catch these guys.
He's drinking a shitload of pineapple juice.
Exactly, something like that.
We're just gonna let that one sit, huh?
Okay.
No!
Wow, that was a real slow burn.
It really snuck up on me.
It took so long to sink in.
Oh my god. That was a delayed release right there.
Is that because of the cum?
Emma.
Yeah, it's because of the cum. Yes, it is.
You're not on very often, Ryan, but you bring a peculiar energy to every episode you choose to be in.
You are truly a light, Ryan. You're the joy and the laughter.
I don't understand what I watched.
I don't know either.
One Piece.
Ryan's the least prepared for this shit.
Ryan is the one of us who doesn't even know, like, the basic characters, like, let alone what's, like, the beginning of what's happening.
Well, there's Stretch Armstrong, right? And he seems like a kid who likes hurting people. That's all I know.
Mr. Luffy does enjoy a fight.
And there's a duck.
All of his dialogue in this episode can basically be boiled down to, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, it was just like, let's beat ass.
I am about to attack you.
Usopp, let's go beat some ass.
In most episodes, I will let you know that.
Good.
Like I said, this is part of my theory that Luffy is a sociopath.
He's just a dumbass.
Look at his black, pitiless eyes.
He's just a fighting boy.
Dead eyes, dull eyes, like a doll's. I'll bring you the head, the tail, the whole damn thing.
I don't know about this one, folks. I don't know. It was
You don't know about episode 74 of One Piece?
I just don't know about episode 74 of One Piece. So listen. I knew what I was getting into a little bit. I knew that, like, the last time that I recall watching One Piece, there was a villain who had, like, an iron jaw, and, like, one of the, like, the big, like, oh my god, the like power reveal part, like halfway through the episode, is like he eats himself and starts bouncing around, and he's just a chin.
Oh yeah, that's in
he's Vanilla Ice from JoJo.
Maybe.
What the fuck?
No,
I thought you meant the rapper.
His
he comes
double fruit power is eat things. That's
And
literally
he eats
it.
and he eats himself.
Also,
That's
their
actually the
currency is
arc.
fruit.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
What is
The currency is called berries.
Because
Don't
it's
ruin
anime.
this for me. I'm assuming it's fruit.
No, it's actual money.
Oh.
It probably
like
can be
coins.
exchanged for berries. It's probably some sort of archaic terminology. Who gives a shit? Sorry.
No, yeah, the arc you're thinking of is Chopper's arc, and it's actually after this one.
It's after this one. Okay,
It's
well maybe
directly after this arc. So.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see the fucked up little reindeer man.
Reindeer? No.
maybe
Chopper's
I
not
saw
in this
more
one.
of maybe I saw more of One Piece than I thought.
I didn't.
But
I didn't see Chopper, who's fully within his rights to curse the name of God.
I mean,
because he
to
looks
be
like
fair,
that.
were you watching the 4Kids version?
I was watching the 4Kids version, and they cut out a lot.
Don't know how they would have handled this arc.
They might have.
Zoro literally tries to cut his own legs off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. Zoro manages to saw halfway through his legs before anybody stops.
Yeah, that's his fucking plan. And the guys down on the ground are just like,
Are you fucking serious?
all right. Like, none of them do anything.
Well, none of them
Like,
can.
you won't.
They don't really expect him to do it, and then he starts doing it, and they're just like, "Shit, he's doing it."
Oh my god, he's doing it.
Jesus
And, like,
Christ!
they don't go to stop. I mean, can you
Well,
blame
I don't know
him,
if this
though?
is gonna work, but it's all I got.
I mean, if he
Yeah.
gets down here, we'll just back up until he bleeds to death, right? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Man.
what
Wow,
was,
this is
what-
grisly. This is kind of
was
taking
Viking
out my. This is kind of ruining my enthusiasm for this villainy. I kind of just want to go home now.
What was Viking Giant trying to do at that moment?
Get up. I don't know.
Just, like, break free. He's because see the Mr. 3 like shot those big spears up in the air.
He shot web
They
on him.
presumably
Stop.
Went through his
hands and
yeah.
feet.
So he was
presumably
gonna
going to just like rip his hands open to free himself.
Free him.
honestly more viable than cutting your feet off.
I mean, he's just like he's like a 40-foot tall Viking. He's got like one trick.
Be big.
His power is big.
Yeah, there's only
Yeah.
so much. Every single villain's plan in One Piece is the most wild bullshit I've ever heard in my whole life. And this man's plan was to freeze them in a big cake made of wax, and they put like a spinny thing on top that would make the wax come down and turn them into wax statues with souls.
Which
Yeah.
is very
Jack
strange
O'Lantern.
because it feels like he could have done this a lot more directly by just encasing them in wax.
He 100% could have, but he wanted it to be slow so that they would suffer and make horrible faces as they died.
So he's just straight up pulling a Sander Cohen here.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I thought it had something to do with the magic of the jack-o'-lantern. There
No,
was a
it was not
jack-o'-lantern,
magic.
right?
He was 100% attempting to kill them. Like, the whole souls thing is, you look at this statue and you're like, oh, it's, I can tell that it has a character to it. No, it's because there's a human being that died in there.
Cool. Some real, like, little shop shit.
I've never been
Yeah.
I've never been particularly fond of found pieces as art. Level of pretension I'm not particularly interested in.
Stupid. Dumb podcast.
Uh-huh.
I can bullshit with the best of them. We can turn this into a half-hour discourse on the nature of art in reference to One Piece.
One Piece. So, I just don't know, folks. I don't know. Because I was trying to think, like, okay, this is the 74th episode. I'm missing a lot. So, but now I'm like really struggling here, trying to think of like any single event that could have happened before this episode that would contextualize any of what was happening. In a way where I would be like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I could give you a rundown of this arc in particular.
Please.
I mean, I
I'd
almost
love-
want to watch 73 and 75, but I don't know if I can.
Sure. I mean, sure, Joey, go ahead. Like, give me a chance to eat another one of these tostadas.
Oh, yeah. So, they are going through the islands. They have this magical compass called a log pose, which points to the next island because where they're sailing through, regular compasses don't work. So
In defiance of conventional physics, yes.
Yes. So they land on this island, and they figure out, oh, we have to stay here for like, I don't know, something like a week before it's gonna reset to the next island after this. So we have to like explore this island. And so while they're there, they find out that it's populated by like dinosaurs. And so they're like, oh, that's bad. And then they also find that there's giants there, and they're like, oh, that's also bad.
Sounds like more like it's rad.
The giants are not like unfriendly to them, as far as I remember. They're just having like this 100-year duel, which I believe they were fighting because they had an argument 100 years ago that neither of them can remember, and what it actually ends up being is like who killed the bigger dinosaur or whatever it was. And so they've been fighting 100 years about that, and they've told themselves that they can't go back to the giant island of Elbaf until they have completed their duel. Or one of them wins and one of them loses, essentially. So. And so then
I gotta stop you for just a second. In this world of like freak mutants and giants and like horrible wax men and stuff, I'm pretty sure I would be thrilled to land on an island with dinosaurs and no people on it.
Well, the dinosaurs do try to eat you, so.
Well, I'm gonna give you a counterpoint. That's a lot of steak.
It is, and if you are a strong character like Zoro and Sanji, that's
a bunch of pairs of boots
shit
right
out of
there.
Some dinosaurs.
God, I would love to have Tyrannosaurus cowboy boots.
I'm really trying to soak this in, really trying to get into the world of the One Piece. Trying to comprehend all of the information that you've given me. I do want to know where Sanji is. Haven't seen hide nor hair of him.
Sanji actually
is in the kitchen cooking for the would-be king?
Suffer. He actually is in the woods still looking for more dinosaurs. They explain that at the end of the very end of the arc, that he has found the wax man hideout or whatever, and I think he what did he do?
Did he just take all their shit?
No, he just looked at their stuff. He did something. I can't remember that part actually.
I just like the idea of the ship's chef roaming the jungle ravenously in search of dinosaur flesh.
Can you blame him?
But yeah,
this is a blonde man with a goatee.
Do a lot in this arc, as far as I remember. So, also the organization, Vivi, the girl with the blue hair, was a former member of their organization. Which, oh man, it would be a long explanation to go into all that. But let's just say she left their organization to go back to her home, and they want to kill her now because she left.
Oh.
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically why
she should talk to her. She should talk to her union rep.
Yeah, they don't have a union.
There ain't no leaving the wax man.
They're the leader of the organization is Crocodile, who is one of the
Is he friends with the shark?
Sorry.
No.
Oh.
No, he's a big villain of one of the arcs.
When you say Crocodile,
he is
I've seen the
really man. Horrible man with the stitched across face, and he's got the big hook arm.
He's got an unreasonable type of like pirate hook because it's like a normal hook, except it's way too big, and the bottom part of it looks like a football.
So
It's very big.
is he a genuine crocodile?
Yes, he is an
No,
actual
he's a
crocodile.
human person.
Okay, he's a human person.
A regular, like, human being, and he has the sand power or whatever. So he can turn things into sand.
He ate the sand fruit.
Yes, he ate the sand fruit.
You could say he's got a lot of sand.
Oh boy.
He dries stuff out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But
that's out of the scope of this particular arc.
Sure.
Oh no, my dog is slurping. Stop doing that on my podcast.
I don't hear your dog slurping.
Looking up crocodile One Piece in Google Images rendered me this, so that's all I know about this character.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeehaw.
Holy shit.
Oh, damn.
Can we put this in the liner notes, please?
Absolutely not.
That is... For anyone who is familiar with One Piece, it is
I'm not
about to smooch with Smoker for some reason.
Don't know who that is, but that's what you find out when you look up Crocodile One Piece.
The names of people in One Piece, like, I just can't do it. I can't handle how there's the conventions. I just can't do it. Smoker and Crocodile and Usopp, and I can't.
I love them.
I know you do.
Every time I think
you've seen how many Christian episodes of this show?
There aren't any Christian.
There are no Christian episodes of One Piece.
I've seen at least 700 and something.
700 and something.
What are these? It's like 22 minutes apiece.
Yeah, I've fallen behind because I started reading the manga instead because it was easier to keep up with. So.
Plus,
the anime has filler. Stop putting me on blast like this.
A little bit of mathematics here, and
that's 15,400 minutes.
That's not counting episodes that I've seen multiple times either.
We can divide that by 60. 256.666 hours.
Which is about a week and a half, Joey. And this is gonna come up in the court case, so we really have to go over it.
Listen, I know what I've done. I know my crimes, and I'm not sorry.
And then they have to bring up the hours in front of the row of dead-eyed children sitting in the gallery.
You're not gonna succeed in making me feel guilty. I love this shit. It's good.
I don't want you to feel guilty. I just need you to understand what you've done.
And I have inflicted it upon you all now.
Chase,
and I'm very glad.
Is this like a sunk cost fallacy at this point? It's too late to turn back.
It's certainly too late. Joey, just, you know what? Chase your bliss fruit. But holy fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Is there a bliss fruit?
I sure hope so, and I hope it's also the power of coming.
No.
Holy shit.
No.
I don't understand this conversation. I'm trying
to run a clean podcast.
Are we trying to run a clean podcast?
Well, a respectable at least. Maybe a little rough around the edges. Maybe a little roguish, but not completely filthy.
But still able to be monetized, maybe.
Maybe.
Get at us, MeUndies.
I'll run an ad for MeUndies. But they're not going to run an ad against us if we keep talking about it.
If we keep talking about the cum fruit.
No.
I do know a lot of people that actually use that product. It's apparently pretty good.
What?
MeUndies.
Oh, okay.
The cum fruit, Ryan.
Okay, it's over. We're shutting this down.
That's enough. I've said it 3 times, and that's
real
the end of the
good free advertising there.
Yeah. A lot of good it'll do them.